I picked an excellent time to start that as I was trying to get some crisps out of my teeth. Well done. Hi. Good evening. If you're watching this later, whatever time of day it is, I hope it's a good one. I'm going to be real. I'm really low energy right now, and if I'm not talking, I'm probably going to pass out. So let's see how long I can keep going. Yeah! Right, I'm all set up on OBS, so I can see the chat. And as the title suggests, I'm going to do a bit of shunting. Now, my question is, how much work do I want to put into this? I also want to try a thing. So let's do both. So we're going to start at Knapford Harbour. Well, there's only one Knapford Harbour, so that's a bit of a, You know, we'll see how it goes. Dynamic weather... January, we'll make it, I don't know, 2 o'clock in the morning, why not? So, having spent summer today fixing the Mole Club's Thomas layout, replacing, that's how words go, another of the points, I was kind of vibing doing some more of this. I've not found all the collectibles yet, and I've been looking, so if you know where any are, do let me know in the chat, especially if they're near to where I'm going to be or where I am. Because I'm missing like nearly a dozen of the whistles, and I just don't even know where to look. Because I'd imagine they'd be at like stations and stuff. But, you know, I've been to all the stations. Same with the posters and stuff. Like, I know that all the books are near like events. But I'm not too sure specifically. So, as I can only do this once, I think. You know what, let's find out, because I've seen clips. Well. You know I wasn't expecting that, I won't lie. I'm not sure how I proceed from here. I'm going to restart. Not because that's bad. But because I want to not do that. But that's cool that you can spawn multiple. I guess then that comes to the question of, can I should have done this in the testing I was just doing. Someone asked me the question on someone asked the question on Twitter earlier, and I answered it. And I want to see how correct I might have been, because I did say to the best of my knowledge in my answer, because you know I don't rightly know necessarily. So let's uncouple. This then makes this an extra train. Let's just be on the safe side, and we'll trickle him forwards a couple of feet, just so we're definitely clear of those vans. But not so much to spad, because then it resets the whole scenario. No, no, no. Right. So now we've got... Oops. 2 diesels and 2 sets of wagons. Now, delete. Ooh. Okay, it's going to get messy, but that means I can spawn in multiple sets of wagons. That's very interesting. So, we're going to climb back up into this diesel. Now, in theory, I could just pick up vans from here. I could then, or, well, from the sheds, obviously not from the station, but I could then go all the way up to Farquhar and pull in on the reception road. And then come back for additional wagons. Because, yeah, it's kind of a... It's a bit of a shame that it's always the same 15 wagons. It'd be kind of nice if it was a bit more of a random mixture. But, you know, that's the whole begging and choosing thing. But yeah, so if you see any more books or anything, do shout, because I've found some in weird places. But yeah, no, I'm quite liking Diesel, just for the sort of versatility and... I don't know, it's easy to see ahead, because he's not even got an exhaust. Like, the exhaust should be just behind his headlight. But he is exhaustless. So this is going to take a little while to get up the bank, but I wanted to see A, if I could, and then B, if I could not mess up the scenario. So we'll see how it goes. I may be joined in my VC, I don't know. I am sitting in a accessible room just with a label that says live on YouTube, so hopefully people won't come in and start, you know, doing other stuff. Yeah. We've got a nice 600 yard grade, rather. Because I need to climb up high enough from the just above the water line to high enough to go over a bridge. But not high enough to go over that bridge just yet. Kind of a nice view. So there's photo mode, where I can zip away. So train is still in motion when I go back in, but I could get a nice, let's see if I can trying to fly with the free. You can't go too far into the water, unfortunately. I can go further up the line. No, I can't. Okay, there's a kind of a limit then. But you know, nice night sky. Diesel pulling up the bank. Kind of nice if he, you know, had a bit of a smog on, but you know, it works. There we go. Trying to do more of the things, like how you set the paths, because I hadn't known how to do that until I saw Tug's video, and I've not finished watching that because it was like 2.5 hours, and I'm, you know, crawling through it because I've been kind of busy. So as I nearly streamed last night, like I did play a bit of this, but I was tired, so I was like, nah, let's not go and stream tired. Instead, today I'm going to stream tired. Although the thing is, I'm not like sleepy tired, I'm just like, I've had 2 hours sleep tired, so, you know, not expecting high energy. But I've been really vibing this game, just the pleasant satisfaction of taking a train like this, dragging it all the way up the line, shunting it into different sidings, taking it away again. Because one thing I kind of want to do is take this train all the way to the quarry, come back with some of it, either some of the wagons or some of the vans, you know, that, I mean, that's the choice. You know, maybe the grey wagons, or the vans, or the red wagons, I don't know. And then pick up more wagons at the dock and take them back up the line. And then keep doing that until I get bored. Or until I fail. Because it's not exactly a short hop from the north to the south harbour. But, you know, that's kind of the point of these kind of games, is spend some time doing stuff. This van always just looks a bit distressed behind me. Yeah, I see you there. So, one thing I did start doing last night, and was one of the options I was going to do today, is I've got drawings for this van. Admittedly not exactly like this, it's a bit more, you know, well, correct. Basically, this bit leans a bit, rather than just being a straight line. I'm going to make some, I'm not sure how many yet, maybe 3 or 4 of those little vans. I've already got the drawing for the trucks, so I can do some of them in the sort of tatty red colour or the tatty grey colour. distance signal is on. And I've got 15 mile an hour board in 300 yards. In theory, I could drive without having the speed indicators, but it's kind of useful to know when I need to hit the brakes. Although I do have the signal, so... I do wonder if any more of these crossings have got... Is that a hat? I don't know if that was a hat. That might have been a hat. I think the weirdest one I found was a book on top of one of those location cabinets. So I wasn't expecting it to be there. Yeah, I'm kind of looking to for the 1 week patch that'll hopefully fix a bunch of stuff, because there's at least 2 signals that do not show green. And then obviously if you pass them at danger, then, well, either you fail the mission and, you know, well done for anything you were trying to get done, or you don't fail the mission, and then it's a bit confusing, because I have done accidental spad on a signal that is actually green, it just isn't showing that it's green. But yeah, I guess one of the things that has come up in discussion is which characters could be added. The sort of Farquhar branch line pack would make a nice one if you had Daisy and Toby and Mavis. Now, I'm not sure if Toby in the show runs on Thomas's branch line. I don't remember. It's a long time since I've actually watched the television version. But as far as I'm aware, Toby works on Thomas's branch line and takes the trucks up to the quarry and back, along with Mavis. Although Mavis primarily works inside the quarry. So I think, you know, Mavis, Toby, obviously, and Henrietta, and Mavis, Daisy, and Toby would make a nice pack. I do feel like there should be something collectible here, but I can't find it or find a way down. Because obviously that's the... Oh, I can do it, actually. Photo mode! There we go. How's that? Hide overlay. Let's go lower angle if I can. That's quite wholesome. There we go. So yeah, so that I think would work quite nicely for Thomas's branch line. Although it would be really nice if they added a engine shed at Farquhar in the style of the Railway Series one, which I think was in the show. I don't remember. Again, I've not seen, like, the model series was still coming out when I was little. I've not really seen any of the CGI, I've not seen any of All Engines Go, and there's a new season apparently coming out later this year. So my knowledge is very restricted to the books, because Channel 5 was not really a channel that worked, at least in my area. I think too big of a hill nearby. This is obviously in the days before, you know, you got plug-in aerials and stuff as a convenience. I'm probably sounding like a terrible rambling old person. Anyway, what I'm saying is I'm not that familiar with the ins and outs of the show aspect of it, and obviously this is all CGI stuff, because, I mean, look at them. They got, like, blinking and everything. Other ones, the Little Western might be a nice big... I think that might be, like, optimistically, that would be a nice sort of 1.1 version of the game, is to have the Little Western and have the line up the left side of the map. I'm indicating a place you can't see. Then you can have Duck and Oliver and Donald and Douglas, and then that would add the possibility of the Alsdale miniature railway at the top end that goes down the old Mid-Sodor railway. As they have their ballast interchange, that also gives you another industry option. you know, could potentially start that with the just Duck and Oliver having the Little Western with, ooh, what are their coaches? It's Isabel. Isabel is Oliver's coach. I really need to get a model of that with my Oliver. But buying a auto coach in O-Gauge is expensive. And as much as I would like a second one, not right now. I might build one. That might be a lot more fun to just build one rather than buy a second one, because I've got an auto coach, but it's to match my auto tank, which technically Oliver isn't the right one because I've got a British Rail one. I think it's a British Rail one. No, it can't be a British Rail one. I'm rambling a lot, sorry. It is a Great Western one, but I got the coach first. And then when the auto tanks were released, I got a matching auto tanks with the same era, livery, all of that detail. I've got two. I've got at least 2 pannier tanks, one of which is probably destined to become Oliver because it had some damage when I got it and I got it cheap. It's one of those, that's what I do. I buy cheap, damaged, second-hand, suspiciously cheap, broken, that kind of thing, fix them. My model, actually, I think I talked about in the last stream, that I was going to get for diesel until some other stuff came up, and I went, I'll just go rail freight. I paid, I think, and this is O-Gauge prices, mind, where a normal loco starts at about £200. I paid £70 for a broken loco that in about 10-20 minutes I was working. Still not entirely sure how it was broken. I think the PCB had failed, is the honest answer. Either way, it works. I've not taken them out for a run yet, purely because it's a big lump, and I need to do a bit more painting on some of the replacement parts, because it had no buffers either. But that was going to become diesel, as a sort of dedicated diesel, which I'll still do at some point. I'm just chatting while I'm driving, because I should have started this train at Barcore and just gone up the hill. I've also not been looking at signals too much, other than sort of passively and going, yeah, there's signals there. Brain. So yeah, Isabel, that was the one. And there's 3 more coaches that Duck and Oliver have, because I think Duck gains auto running gear, which I couldn't tell you the specific differences, but it's the various different rotating cranks, rotating bars and everything that controls the train from a point upon it. Which, you know, presumably works. Basically means that they don't have to worry about turntables and running around as much on the line, because you just stick the engine in the middle of the train and go sort of cab forwards each way, which I really want to do. And I know my good friend Mark has an auto tank with an auto coach. I have an auto coach and an auto tank, and we have had them together before and run them as a pair of auto coaches, and it looks so good. And I really want to do that again soon, but we need some nicer weather, because running them outside is preferable to running them inside. Mainly because the couplings on the auto coaches are really tight, and you kind of need the gentle curves so they don't have issues. Also, I'm going to sneeze, 1 second, sorry. Yeah, so I want to make an Isabel, or if I see one going cheap, you know. But that would be a good place. So have the Little Western, have as an update, and then, because you know, I'm going to be realistic. It's a train sim world game. From what I've seen of the other train sim games, a lot of stuff it's not so much paywalled. It's more just they'll make the base game and then they'll add stuff, and you can get the DLCs to play more and more of it. It would be nice if the Little Western was a free LC, you know, like just 1.1 version of the game. Basically, if it's been popular enough, made enough sales, definitely can recommend, by the way, if you're considering playing this. It's, you know, I've been driving for 20 minutes, and I couldn't tell you that I've, like, thought about it. It's just nice and relaxing. If the game does well, it would be really nice if they could add a Little Western, because they've got the start of it, and having Duck and Oliver's branch line would be very nice. I mean, they've already got Emily, so they've got no excuse not to have number 11 and number 8, as Emily's number 12. then if they were going to do a DLC, they could have a DLC of Donald and Douglas, because obviously they primarily seem to run on the Little Western, doing the goods trains. However, they also run all over the islands. That's a, you know, a nice sort of general purpose one. Then, you know, again, with the, I'd imagine they'll do it as a DLC, having the Skarloey Railway, or the, what's it called? The, Mid-Sodor Railway. Oh, the Mid-Sodor Railway as a DLC would be really good. Like, not the Arlesdale Railway, the actual Mid-Sodor. As it was in, you know, back in day. It's a long train, it takes ages to get out of this one. Trying to think. So there's the other one is, if you have the Brendan branch, then you get Edward and Bill and Ben. And possibly even Boko. That would be a nice one to have as an extra. You know, just imagine cruising up to Farquhar Quarry with Boko and just being like, hello. Good times. They could also have like, you know, a Diesels pack, have like Bear and Boko, and maybe Pip and Emma in that one. Because as much as it would be nice to have, you know, all the intertwining timetables, there's not that much going on a lot of the time. Like, I think there is a sort of just watch the trains go past mode, but unless you're at one of the big stations, it kind of just train go past. You know. Whereas if you're driving, obviously it's different, but I got a 20-mile-an-hour board coming up in 1,000 yards time. Will I make it? I hope so. Yeah. I think they'll do a Flying Kipper update as a standalone, purely because they'll need to connect it to the mainland in some capacity, or cut it short at Vickerstown. So that's a thing. So I guess you'd have to stop at the station, because you can't exactly go into Vickerstown Yard as a through express. It would be kind of cool if they could do something more, because I think there's a load of extra stuff. So, like, there's the... is it Croc's Scrapyard? With... ooh, is there... there's not a dedicated scrapyard loco, is there? There's the waste dump, but I don't think that's really a... This seems to be more sort of Audrey Railway Series oriented than TV series, but then also kind of not. It's a lot of compromise, I think. From what I'm aware, I am. Oh no, I'm not gonna break it. I'm not gonna make it. Is this signal lying to me? Is the signal lying to me? The signal was lying to me. Right, stuff like that, I really want them to fix that, because it... like, that's the difference between I've just been driving for 20 minutes and then getting to my destination, or driving for 20 minutes and then failing the mission. Yeah. Just, you know, make sure the signals work. That'd be nice. Green. But yeah, so having Edward's branch line with Edward and Bill and Ben. Again, it introduces another thing to have, because you can have the clay traffic, then going down to the docks there. What other ones are there? I'm really not thinking enough ahead, am I? Because then there's a load of the TV series stuff, because there's... oh, which one is it? Right, because you've got... I'm gonna try and... nope, okay, it's not gonna let me do that right now. You can look on the map and see where there's a few spurs off. There's the electric line. I don't know what they do with that, because I'm not sure. Is it... I forget if it's DC overhead, in which case it'd be using like sort of 76s, 77s, or whether it's AC overhead, in which case it'd be using sort of 86s, 87s. Yeah, it's that whole thing of there's a lot going on, but there's not necessarily a lot going on. So I think having some more goods trains might be quite nice. So obviously Diesel pretty much just operates up and down the Farquhar branch and to the harbour. Percy does the same, but you can't play Percy's one, presumably because Percy couldn't get a train this big up the hill. Percy is not strong, like the Gronk. There's the late night mail and tank trains, which are quite nice, but they're kind of limited in that it's one goes, then comes back with James. Gordon and Emily, at least for their timetable missions, are only on passenger workings. A surprisingly large amount of Percy's workings are passenger workings. Thomas is only passenger workings. And as someone that doesn't really like stopping at stations a lot, yeah, I'm much more vibing sort of Thomas's branch line, but with Diesel and Percy and a bit of James mixed in, I guess. So it'd be nice to have a few more freight options, or just have a few more freight options, because yeah, we got, you know, 4 or 5, 6, 7, 8 or so different types of goods vehicles, but I say 8. 2 of them are basically pallet swap vans, 2 of them are pallet swapped open trucks. You've got the 2 different tanks, but they don't really have any discernible difference in them other than what colours they are. You've got the mail vans, you know, it's nice. I think there's the fireworks van or something like that in one of the missions. And yeah, again, it's not bad, it's just a bit restrictive versus the diversity of loads here. Because obviously, you know, it'd be nice to get wagons loaded with stone, wagons loaded with coal, rather than just sheeted wagons. But again, it's hopefully a, you know, 1.1 patch. If the game's doing really well, they'll put more development into it. Because, you know, you don't want to put a load of development into a game that sells 17 copies, because, well, yeah. You know, having timber bolsters, you know, maybe a bit like specialist traffic. There's the sawmill, there's the forest, there's the scrapyard. You know, having stuff going from A to B. A little bit more. You know, having loaded stone trains coming down here would look nice. I mean, I wouldn't want to, because this hill is perilously steep. Well, first of all, the last time I came down here with Diesel, I hadn't put the brakes on the vans I'd got, and it was just the 4 vans. Only the 4 vans, and the breakdown. Only the 4 vans. And he overspeed and flipped off down the mountain. Just 4 vans. And there's, you can get the issue of, if you start up wrong, it takes the brakes off. Because you can put the brakes on, so you have pinned down brakes, and I think... yeah, that's the issue I've got right now, is the vans actually have their brakes. Do they? Is it just the lighting? Is it just the lighting? It might just be the lighting. Last time I tried this, the vans all had their brakes on. Yeah, no, the vans got the brakes on, so that's why I'm struggling up the hill. Is because I've got 4 vehicles with the handbrakes on. I mean, it helps if I don't, you know, roll back. But how close am I? I can't... let me move the map! Alright, well, I've stalled out anyway, so... no, 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 no. See, and this is the problem I've got now. So I'm starting to roll back down the hill. Which means... oh, no, no, no. Give. Right, I need to try and bring the whole set to a stand. Okay, this is going to be difficult. So... honestly, this is probably my biggest complaint with this bit of the map, is I am skating. I've got 5 vehicles with brakes, and it don't matter. And I can't do anything. I can't change my course, so unless I can stop this train, I'm going to just fail because I'm going to spat at the bottom of the hill. Well, there we go, yeah. So, stuff like that is kind of obnoxious, I won't lie. So, we're going to try something a bit more relaxed. We're gonna do that again. But this time I'm going to start at the quarry, because that was tiresome. Percy's troublesome day. Where is Percy's troublesome day starting? So I might just do that, just for a bit of a change of scenery. There you go. No, so, I've kind of got some plans of, so I've printed now, since my last stream.
Troublesome day. Percy had a busy day ahead.
Let them finish.
And was trying his best not to be late. Mustn't be late today, he said to himself. Sir Topham Hatt is relying on me.
Why? I don't get why Percy has a smaller engine but has a bigger train.
Fireman. Off we go.
I've got the board. Leaving just after Gordon. The thing is, until, you know, Gordon gets back in, what, half an hour's time, there's not really much going on. I wonder whose wagons those are, because, again, it's quite nice on these missions, because the, you know, the yards are populated and stuff. And it's all somewhat timetabled. Like, James is currently over there on the tank train, and he's just starting up now. Emily's just arriving, you know, that's quite nice. Going a bit fast there, but these do not look like quarry workers to me, apart from maybe that one guy. But I'm going a little bit faster. No, so I've printed the van off. I've got all the bits in. Where are they? They're probably in a mineral wagon body, because that's what I tend to have kicking around as spares. I'm driving under the speed limit. I don't believe you. I'm also pressing the wrong button to slow down. That would be why I'm not slowing down. That's a hat. Okay. I need to come down this branch again soon. Somewhere around here anyway. I've got all the parts for the van. So I'm going to make one. It's going to be in the tan colour, as can be seen by not this train. Hopefully see one of them a bit later, so I can go, hey, it's that one. I did, however, yesterday, this morning, or rather, paint up a NCB van that is based on a Southern Railway pillbox van, which also, I believe, appear in the show. However, it's more of a local to me historic one. Van currently on the Chasewater Railway in Staffordshire? Is it in Staffordshire? I think Chasewater's in Staffordshire. I need to stop at this station. Oh dear, oh dear. I'm used to doing goods work. Okay, we're at the airfield. Have I been to the airfield and, like, actually stopped and, you know, checked for stuff? I feel like I haven't. Ooh, there's a picture. Right, so while my passengers are getting on and off, I'm going to quickly run and get that. I'm going to do it the quick and lazy way, by going this way. I thought I'd been everywhere. Apparently I've not. And there's the whistle. That's 10. Ooh, that's I thought I should... I thought I'd been to every station. Apparently I've not. Right. I don't know what happens if you get hit by a train in this game. I will probably find out at some point. Oh look, Thomas. That's good if I didn't get hit by Thomas. Why is someone whistling now? That seems a bit ominous, given that I've already left. I should have whistled at Thomas. Oh well. Brain. Yeah, it's weird these coaches don't have faces, despite the fact they're basically Annie and Clarabelle. In terms of structure. Oh yeah, there we go, there's the branch of the quarry. So that's not the harbour. I'll get there eventually. Hello, Mark. I have indeed caused confusion and delay, but I didn't overshoot the station. I did not see when people joined the chat, so hopefully that was only just now, and I've not just been, like, ignoring you accidentally for several minutes. Oh, I've got a 15-mile-an-hour board coming up. Oh, no. And I've got a station coming up. It's like I'm quite bad at this. Oh yeah, because there's that halt that comes up ahead of time. Nice. Yeah. Words. So I'm quite tempted to have a go at making... I could make these coaches, but I'd want to make them, like, properly, if that makes sense. So, you know, with brakes, with vacuum equipment, you know, with some amount of an interior. All the fun, boring stuff that I like to do. Oh, I can accelerate again, good. But that's more of a sort of... I'd do that if I had a project in mind, because just making them for the sake of it is a dangerous thing when you have a limited amount of space. Because as much as I go, ooh, that would be quite nice. Like, I could make these 3 coaches quite easily. I've got standees, essentially. I've got a nice rake of these. Because the thing is, these are first-class coaches. All of them are. But they're probably derated because of their age. So I actually got a first-class coach that I used for my Annie. And then I've got a... another one that I use for Clarabelle, and I think I might even have their names painted on them, I don't remember. If I do, that was a mistake, because drawing straight onto a teak panel coach means that you can't... You've got to paint the whole panel out if you want to try and match it, and good luck trying to colour match wood effect. Okay, Percy stops quite nicely. Build freight trains, they're better than truckers. I mean, I've got quite a lot of freight already. I actually brought my grain hoppers back from the club today because I want to try and get them looking a bit better. Not because they're bad, just because better. So, yeah.
Percy arrived at Elsbridge Station and collected his passengers, but he had to wait for Bertie the bus. "Where is Bertie?" said Percy impatiently. "He's going to make me late." Just then, he heard a voice calling out. "Wait! Wait!"
Now,
At last, Bertie screeched.
I'll wait till they've done the
station.
cutscene.
"Where have you been?" asked Percy. "I've been waiting ages for you. I thought you were supposed to be the fastest bus on Sodor." "Some road repairs were being done, and I had to wait for the workmen to let me pass," explained Bertie. "Well, now I'm going to be late," Percy huffed. As soon as the guard blew his whistle, Percy raced away. He knew he had to make up for lost time.
I didn't close my doors. Good thing that was in the cutscene. Brain. But no, I was going to say, Marcos here. I'm kind of tempted to have a go at making some of these coaches, but I don't really have a use, or I don't have a need for making them in O-gauge. However, if you would be interested in some, we can probably come to some arrangement there, because I know you've got your double O-gauge Dexter. You could probably do an O-gauge one if you fancied. You know, if you fancied. As I know, it would be kind of nice to have some more small coaches that aren't just Annie and Clarabelle to run. Or that set of Southern Mark 1s we've got at the club.
But then there was trouble. As Percy rounded the bend, he saw that some cows were blocking the line.
Now, unfortunately, I can't just, you know, accelerate and whistle. Or rather, I can, it just won't get me anywhere useful. Right.
Oh no, moaned Percy. Now I'm sure to be late. Please move out of the way, you silly cows.
And the cow said, nah.
It looks like we'll have to go and move the cows ourselves, said his fireman.
Fireman? Oh. Approach the cows! That's not how you spell herd, by the way. It's ERD herd for this. Come on! Can I QTE this? I feel like there should be an obvious hole in the fence that these cows have gotten through.
At last, the cows had been moved, and Percy could continue on his way. Hooray, peeped Percy. We can go now.
Oh, nice. Is that the narrow gauge, like 7 1/4? Because someone was telling me about the somewhere up north. There's a 5-inch gauge miniature scale train set that someone's got. And when I say train set, as in live steam 5-inch gauge locos with proper coaches and wagons and everything, and it all runs as it should, just with drivers that are slightly too large. Oh, 7.5, not 7.25. Fancy. It's normally 3.5 and then 7 1/4 over here. 800 yards to Maythwaite. There's the mill. Shall we photo mode it? Ah, are you not saying I'm like, I can't photo mode the mill. Not unless I do it that way. Oh, no. I can do that. I didn't. It's not the same. But get out and do it on foot, maybe. Bane. No, I've got a few photos now. I've mainly got a few of round Farquhar, because I'm kind of tempted to have a go at a Farquhar layout for future purposes, as a nice little sort of very limited space shunting puzzle, because the problem is O-gauge points are about 15-18 inches long, which means that, you know, you can fill up a 6-foot table very, very quickly. 1:8 scale? Because what? I don't know, it's probably a rounding difference, because 1/2 inch versus 1/4 inch is, you know, well, there's 00 and HO as a parallel example of that. where you've got 3.5mm to the foot and 4mm to the foot. So I've only missed one hat so far, and it's at the beginning of this branch line. Ooh, nice foot gauge. No, there's many very pretty models that exist in the world. Ooh, I think that someone had a Black 5 out today. That was very pretty at the museum. But the problem is, where we are in the building, there is a small fence, which normally has a bit of a hedge next to it. So all you can see is the passengers and the driver. It's very rare you actually see the locomotive. So unless you see it from a different position, you don't get to see much. However, hopefully next week, if people are about, there's Miss Kindly's cottage again. It seems a bit suspect given that there's a level crossing just there, that the crossing keeper couldn't have seen the landslide. Dereliction of duty. Brain. Might be able to do some of the outside stuff, because those videos are so popular. Like, I've got, I think, one with like 20,000 views or something daft, and it's just Percy driving past. That's all it is. I really need to finish James's new coaches, don't I? Because I've got one of them painted on one side, and the second one's still not even glued to its chassis yet, so... But... it's one of those tasks of, I'll definitely get around to it. I'm just a bit torn on how to do it, because part of me goes, do I paint them the same on each side, or do I go the green livery on one side and the red on the other, given that they've got solid black ends? And you won't see both sides at once. Oh, nearly up to Hackenbeck. Lots of places named after rivers. Or water sources. I'd say there's a bit more than a beck down there. Probably should have started at part 2 of this mission. However, it's got some nice intermediate steps if they work. Oh, and I'm 160 yards and not braking enough yet. Maybe I am. I don't know, Percy's got weirdly good brakes sometimes. Like, if you try and stop in the quarry, good luck, but I think the coaches do have brakes. Which would make sense, given that they don't have handbrakes. Yeah. I know, one of the missions, you drop off goods vans in this yard, and that must be really awkward, because you have to foul the station approach, because literally the station access is through the goods yard. Oh. Passengers are pouring into the coaches. Now, I'm not just going to shut the doors, because people are actively getting in still. Come on, the guard will blow his whistle any minute now. Any minute now. Any minute now. There, right. Power! So, no, paint them one colour. Well, I've got them as the James-style coaches with the crimson and cream. But I was thinking I could paint them the green and cream on the other side, because you won't see both together. Oh, and we're 900 yards off Farquhar, so I think they made the station about... the line about quarter scale? Because if the island was 80 miles wide, even if you're doing 80 miles an hour, that's an hour of play just to go from one side to the other. No, as Mark is one of the principal people that actually runs the trains that I've been slowly working on for the club, I do value his input. Doo-ba-doo. Nearly there. But no, I think a model of this goods yard might be quite nice as a sort of faffing about layout. The only issue is you need the lead in and lead out at each end if you want to do it properly.
Percy soon arrived at Farquhar Station. He saw that the station master was waiting for him. "I'm sorry we're late," said Percy. "There were cows on the line, and Bertie was late, and—" "It's all right, Percy," smiled the station master. "It looks like you're having one of those days. Anyway, you're only a few minutes late, and the delays weren't your fault, so we'll say no more about it. Now, I've had a phone call from Sir Topham Hatt, and he wants you to collect some trucks from the quarry." "Okay," puffed Percy. "We'll go right away. I just need to leave my coaches in the siding first."
Right, so I need to shunt me. Oh. Well, that's boring. Yeah, no, I think it doesn't really bother me. It's more just I'm going, oh, I could do them split livery, but
Percy,
lazy.
troublesome day.
I just need to paint them full stop for now. But no, it's just a regular coach and a brake coach on bogey chassis that I could get fairly easily off eBay, rather than trying to fabricate all of it, because they were still monsters to print. Like, uneconomical to sell territory. But to make a pair of them for the club, quite nice.
Oh, look who's here. It's that green caterpillar with red stripes.
"Oh, please do be quiet," Percy said sternly. "I don't have time for your tricks today."
Do not get bullied by
We'll show 'em
wagons.
some tricks.
It's not good. Right, I need to pick up those wagons. That's why you should get metal for your window. G-gauge, yes, they are G-gauge. I think I showed you a picture a while ago, Mark. I made them to run with James on the grounds of Thomas has his coaches, Emily has his coaches. I thought it'd be nice to have James have a set. And as we don't have another engine outside to run them with, it doesn't really need the green ones, does it, thinking about it? Now what I'd quite like to do is put this brake van at the correct end of the train. However, I don't think that's really an option. Oh, I'm going too fast. It's really easy to go too fast. Also, wet rails, just a lovely time. Speed. No, metal printing was still relatively early in its being useful stages when I was at university. That were nearly 10 years ago. It's that thing of big metal printing is quite easy because it's just welding. But small metal printing, where you actually want to have some amount of precision, is... well, it's laser sintering, which isn't the same. Essentially, you just print a mold and then fill it with... basically, you make a mold and then fill it with metal afterwards. Oh, I know it's been around for a long time, but it's still not, you know, it's not like desktop commercial grade printing. You know, I'll have a much better time with my PLA printers to print patterns. Stop as indicated. Whee! Yeah, that's the thing. It's the if metal printing wants to be good and inexpensive, then that's the way it'll actually get sort of more taken up on. Because I've used a laser sinter machine in the past, very briefly, admittedly, or at least I've seen them work. And they're a nice piece of kit. It's just, I can't have what equates to a laser forge on my desk at the moment. As much as that might be nice. And the welding machine ones, it's quite good. The problem is it's just the amount of energy required to use it is not really worth it versus conventional manufacturing techniques. It's that whole thing of you could mill out an entire block of wood, or you could just start with a piece that was smaller. A lot of it's just have the right job for the application, or right tools for the application. Trying to use a power sander on a miniature is not going to go well, and trying to use a little nail file on a, your car is also not going to go well. Yeah, I'm looking at all this and going, there's all these trains made up in this yard. But you never really see them go anywhere, and Percy seems to be the only one that comes up here to collect them. So it's sort of like, well, what gives, Percy? A nice rain. Oh look, Percy looks all cheerful now. Whee! Okay, you know how I said Percy was good at braking earlier? Yeah, I take it back. Go to Farquhar Station. Now, what I should do is stop here. Switch to neutral. Now, I've had this before, where the train has just wandered off on its own, and that's very rude. Pin the brakes down on the every second wagon, and that should give me enough brake force to not have a terrible accident at the bottom of the hill. And then you accelerate and the brakes come back. I don't understand that. Oh, Toby would be good, Mavis would be good. I think you must have missed the beginning of the stream where I was talking about all the little things I think would be nice. So having a Farquhar branch set of Toby, Mavis and Daisy, I think would be a nice start. Then having a Ducks branch line with Duck and Oliver.
No,
Then as a
stop pushing.
additional thing to that, you could have Donald and Douglas. You could have Edward's branch line with obviously Edward, and then possibly with Bill, Ben, and Boko. I just keep locking my wheels up. Just gonna have to feather the brakes for a while. I'm trying to think of whichever one's good, because I think Henry will be in a Flying Kipper DLC. And that's kind of it for the main cast, as it were. You can have a lot of the extra ones that come along later, but they're later. I do like this travelling at 0 miles an hour as I skate down the line. Yeah, no, which ones would you think would be a nice addition, Mark? Or which line to enlarge on next? Because obviously the Skarloey Railway, the Arlesdale Railway, maybe even the Mid-Sodor Railway. Okay, so now the brakes are on. We haven't stopped, I haven't put the brakes back on. I'd already put them on myself when they came off. I think this is just how the game is getting itself to work. Because I have noticed there are no things in the game where Percy pulls the trucks back up the hill. "800 yards to Farquhar Station, but I've got to go around lots of wiggly things first." I use my Toby quite a lot. I just rarely use him with Henrietta because my Toby just works on the quarry traffic. Though I guess technically Victoria's a one of Toby's coaches. Isn't there another one? Like Hannah, I think, or something, that's a... Are they a four-wheeler or a bogey coach? I don't remember. I don't remember which one Unstoppable is, because there's quite a few train films like that. Oh, a nice leisurely wander down the hill. Yeah, let's go over first. I mean, the Crovan's Gate, the shed is there. The line goes a little bit, and I can possibly show you an amusing thing there after I finish this mission. Don't think I've seen that one, because I feel like I'd remember Denzel Washington in a train film. Ah, Hannah. Is Hannah the same basic shape as Henrietta, or is Hannah the bogey version? Because I need to do the bogey version of that coach at some point. But I'm also somewhat lazy. I was meant to have made a Henrietta for somebody like 2 years ago. Ugh. I need to tidy up that board, it's going to depress me. Still got someone who had a giveaway and they never got back to me. You know, they won, and, well, that was a while ago. Yeah, no, I could probably do another coach for Toby's set. I was half tempted to use the my NCB van to have it painted on the other side as the Farquhar Quarry Company, but I've already got Southern livery vans for that. Although it is just another Southern van, so maybe, I don't know. There's a lot of options. Not seen any other engines having issues with their locking up their wheels, but then again, wet weather. I think I've got my Henrietta in maroon. No, I don't have my Henrietta in maroon. I've got her in a sort of brown colour. But I do have a couple in maroon, and one of them I gave to my grandmother to go with the my other Toby body, because she's got a few of my older engine models that she likes. I think she's got all my coal wagons now as well. Yeah, I'm slowly accumulating them. Oh, there's Thomas. Now, the question is, if I'm here, why is Thomas there? So I feel like Thomas should have better things to do than be sitting at a station. Especially facing the wrong... Oh, then again, he can go through the balloon loop, can't he? The Anufa Junction? They'll have Anufa thing coming. Whee. Now, will he do it? Will he do it? There we go.
Phew, that was close,
said Percy.
Now that's enough from you trucks. I've had enough trouble today.
Spoil sport.
When will Thomas get the board? Wait, going to Hackenbeck? Oh. Am I preceding Thomas down the line? Did I forget this last time? Did I fail the mission? Did I just zone out? I might have done. Yeah, no, I can build a, yes, but yellow. Is that just another, basically a reskin Henrietta? Because I could do one of them quite easy. I want to do a nicer one. The thing is, all my new models are so much nicer than my old ones, and then look at my old ones and I go, now what? Can I still see Thomas behind me? Just about, and he's still at the station. I need to finish my Hornby four-wheelers that I'd started. They're just variously scattered about my office. Got one behind me that's mostly done. Lots to do. Always lots to do. This isn't a DLC. There is I think Train Sim World 6 has a DLC. I forget which line it is that has Thomas and Diesel, but this is the standalone game. It's quite fun. I've tried one train simulator before and I couldn't get it to work properly because it didn't tell you what half the controls were. Whereas this one does actually tell you, so I'm not just desperately clawing at the doors trying to get out. In my defence, I tend to just go more northern the more tired I am, and I had 2 hours sleep, and I've been streaming for an hour. And I'm trying to talk, because if I'm talking it means I'm breathing, and that might sound like a, you know, normal thing, not at all controversial, but I nearly passed out earlier, because that was, you know, breathing was just kind of difficult, so I just didn't for a little while, and kind of distressed the people around me. I try not to do that. Is my headlamp on? I can't tell. Huh. Brain. No, I've got a load of work I need to get done this week. I've got a load of work I'd like to get done this week. Boko would be fun. I feel like Boko would make a good part of like a diesel bundle. Have like Boko Bear, maybe D199, whichever one it is. You know, it's a bit of variety. Oh, I'm going far too fast. Go via Elsbridge. Right. It's one of those things of, I don't know how they normally do DLC for these type of games. I've seen it's generally sort of by route rather than by individual locomotives. I don't know. Correct me if I'm wrong. I may have to do some research on that front, but I'm told, I think Train Sim 5 stuff works on there. Yeah, D199. There we go. Hello! I am attempting to be communicative. And not crash at the same time. But no, it'd be nice to have some more. It'd be nice to have some more diesels in the game, even if it is just Mavis. But Daisy would be a nice addition on this line. You know, have another. You know, because then you can have Thomas passing other trains up and down his branch line, rather than just Thomas goes there and back and there and back and there and back. Because that's his entire day. You know, basically wake up at like 7 o'clock in the morning, up and down the hill until you get tired and go to bed. Which seems a little... That's why I like doing the freight missions, because they're, you know, a bit more involved. Now in 900 yards I need to go via, so I'm not going to worry too much about slowing down, but I'm not going to go too fast. Now will it let me change... Okay, I can move the map again, so going via Elsbridge. And it's this state, Dryor, is where I need to stop my train. If I go via Dryor, which I don't believe I do. If you're gonna be if you're gonna continue to be a moderator, Oki, if you can try and keep it vaguely PG, just, you know, an amount of decorum, given that it's mostly somewhat younger people that are interested in this game, and then somewhat older people as well. Go via. I've got a 30 restriction coming up in 2 miles time. Now, I forget. I think this one goes all the way to the goes to the harbour, actually. Yep, go via Sportsfield Halt, and after this I need to go to Dryor. Well, I might just do that in explore mode. Yeah, no, I think a Duck and Oliver branch line is probably the strong contender for a first new content, unless they go with the Brendan branch. You know, I'm guessing one or the other for a sort of major DLC or update. Because I feel like the Brendan branch would be a fairly contained one, whereas the Little Western adds more options in because it's got more lines that come off it. So that's why I reckon it might be a... Hello. I heard the beginning of midnight, I think. Okay, someone came in and said a syllable and then has been quiet since. Still got a 30 board coming up, but it's still coming up. I think I got everything at this station. Yeah, it's quite nice to have Diesel being sort of humanized in that aspect, where he's not just the evil Diesel who can't do anything right, and he's just like Diesel is legit my favorite character in this as a locomotive to drive, because he's just good at it. He's not especially fast, but he's very good at... Like, I've dragged 20 wagons up to the quarry. It's hard bringing them down again without crashing, but you know, I can get 20 wagons up to the quarry and I count that as a win. I know not so much about the chat, it's more than my moderators. So, you know, again, decorum. Oh, that was a 15. Oh well. Brain. But no, I'm quite tempted to make 3 or 4 of the these wagons. Maybe not tarpaulin, I'm not sure on that one yet. But the grey or the red ones to... Again, I've got a Percy. It would be quite nice to, you know, Percy and, you know, a few wagons and a brake van like this and just have that as a train I can run. Because I've got Percy, I'm building the brake van at the moment. The wagons are a case of print more of them. I might do them with the... They've got wooden chassis though. So I need to draw a new chassis for that. That's not massive, but it's the... I prefer my steel underframes because I'm exciting like that. Again, it's the... Having Diesel as a playable character is quite pleasant. One thing I have seen is a lot of people really want to have Diesel 10 added to the game. And I'm just like, but why? He doesn't really do anything. Unless you have him as a sort of exclusively works at the scrapyard or something. Because if he's got Pinchy, he won't fit under the bridges. Oh, my brakes have been taken off. When did that happen? That's probably why my braking's gotten worse. Oh well. But yeah, Percy's job here is to just be a chock to stop the wagons rolling downhill. It is kind of annoying though that I don't think Diesel really has a laugh in this one because it's all narrated rather than voice acted. I think. Brain, what was I just saying? No, you know, it's the if having Diesel as a playable character where he's just another train is quite pleasant. Because that's all he was meant to be, like, you know, kind of Duck is the villain of that story, the first one where you meet Diesel, because, you know, it's that whole, the Austin Powers one of, we're not so different, you and I. You know, Duck is a mass-produced shunting engine, Diesel is a mass-produced shunting engine. There are many like them, but these ones are those ones. So, having Duck and Diesel in here would be good. And they've already got the barber shop, so it'd be quite nice to have, you know, Duck be able to cosplay his incident. No, there's a lot of stuff like that, you know, it's the... I'm trying to remember, is it... Which is the docks that Cranky lives at? Because I don't remember. So I feel like it might be Brendan, but I don't remember. Or it might be... Because it can't be Knapford with how they've got it here, because do you see Cranky? I don't see Cranky. But yeah, it's that sort of whole mixture of the Railway series, the model series, the animated ones, the CGI ones, getting all the different elements together to get something that's quite nice. Oh look, the Fat Controller is there. We're going to stop any time now, Percy? Anytime. Anytime. Not bad.
Percy arrived at the harbour just
Is it Brandon?
in time.
Okay, so that'll be on Edward's branch line then.
Well done, Percy. Right on time, he said.
That might be a nice thing then, just having a DLC, have the Brendan line.
But you got all your work done, and once
Also,
again,
multiplayer would be so nice for this
really
game.
Useful engine you are,
Oh, thank you, sir.
puffed Percy.
I mean,
Reward for all your hard work.
I think it's just using their engine of what they've already got, but yeah, he's He's quite tall
Percy,
for the stout gentleman. Right, and we're gonna go main menu and go to Crosby. Was it Crosby? No, it's dry ore. There we go. So, invisible wall. Now let's go this way down the platform. That's what I normally do. I'll walk down one end, check there's nothing hiding, and then go back t'other. No trains coming. There was one coming earlier, so that would have been embarrassing if I got hit by it. I don't know what the game has in its, you know, options for, well, you've been hit by a train. That was stupid. Wait, what? I know I came here earlier. Where did I go earlier? Because I remember there was something on the platform or something, and I saw it and went, ooh, I should have got that. Was it the signal box at Dry Ore? Oh yeah, because I stopped Percy here and got the, got that one. So I need to go somewhere along here. There's a signal box. So, let's spawn a train in. Let's get Gordon, because Mark likes Gordon. He's a big lad. Oh no, I'm on the get the correct side. There we go. Now I want to go to let's go all the way back to Tidmouth Shed. Grumble, grumble. Set path. Because I think that's the Little Western line there, but it's obviously not there because, well, it isn't. I don't know what road Gordon goes on. We'll put him on road 4 because he's engine number 4. Now I'm going to go a nice, steady jaunt down the line. I want to try and find that that hat that I had seen. And I can use this nice, big engine that looks rather bored to do so. I'm going the correct direction. Oh, fireman would be really good. Also, driver's the right size because he can't see out. Like, if you look in the front window, there, you can just see him, so he can't see anything productive. Oh, the windmill. Is there anything? No, you can't. There won't be anything you can see at the windmill because there's no access to it. Sorry, there's where the what's it called? Scenic points are, for want of better phrasing. That's where a lot of the books tend to be. I think it was here that the next thing I'd seen was. Excuse me. So somewhere along the line side. Yep, there we go. On top of that cabinet. So we're going to go past the signal and jump out quick and go get the hat. Yeah. 14 hats. I'm really not sure where the other ones might be at this point, because I've been most places, and I'm trying to not use any of the, where are theys. You know, I could look up a guide of, oh, you know, this is where everything is, but that's a bit... I mean, it's not cheating, but it's not, you know... It's not playing the game until you find all the things, it's playing the game so you find the things. Nice view down of the harbour. I feel like this bridge might be a bit ambitious for a branch line, but distant signal. At some point I should probably just have a slow drive down each of the lines. The problem is to actually get anywhere, you want to be going more than 20 miles an hour. Or have something that's got really good brakes. See you later, Oki. So I've got the signal. I'm going to go through Knapford to Tidmouth. And go from there. Now I think I've got everything from this yard. I could have missed a lot of things. It wouldn't be difficult. Because there's a lot to see. There's also the little engine sheds that don't really get used, I've seen, or so far. Again, it's the kind of thing where I think you could have a lot of fun populating this game or like building scenarios in it, but how it sits, it's kind of empty a lot of the time. Like, hopefully, you know, when they've got some more updates and DLCs and stuff, it'll feel a bit more populated, but I don't know. Might just be me. Got the signal. Now I think, I can't remember, was that the turntable where James gets spun around? Well, that one's by the sea, isn't it? Maybe we're technically kind of near the sea, but we're not near the sea, if that makes sense. I mean, you know, the harbour's there, but it's not the same. There's nothing there, was there? Those little signals there are such a tease, because you can't really see them from the cab view until you're right up to them. An hour and a half already. Oh, don't feel like it. So now we go through Tidmouth, which is a station that exists. Looking at the disposition of the track, it's quite a small station. So it's the just going through on the through line. Because this is where a Duck and Oliver's branch line should go north from Knapford. Go Knapford, Tidmouth, and then on to ooh, what mate? What? Why am I going on this line? Yeah, got the signal, right. So the view under the bridge is a bit janky. Oh, I'm going too fast. Alright. He slows down nicely, at least. So that's where the Little Western splits off to the left. Then it goes to Tidmouth Sheds and carriage sidings. What can I hear? Is that just this ambient construction sounds? There's another one though, because you got the good shed next to the main line? Question mark? So yeah, I will take suggestions of what to do next. I will do another mission of some flavour. Now, realistically, I should probably go in t'other way around. However, I'm lazy. And I can turn around when I leave. Now, there is a book around here, and I think I've already got it. So I should probably go to, I think it's Knapford as the bookshop. There we go. So, it's Knapford, I think, that has the bookshop? Let's find out. Please disembark before attempting this, okay. Lots of bolts and stuff. Those are kind of important. You feeling good, Henry? Henry? Gordon? What was I saying? There's just like bits. Anyway, not Knapford. Yes, Knapford, yes. Not Tidmouth, Knapford. Do you want to fast travel? Yes. Now, in theory, I have left Gordon up here. So, I can fast travel as long as I'm not in the train. That's good to know. So, quickly cross over to the other platform. So, which books do we have? Got Mountain Engines, Tramway Engines, Toby the Tram Engine, 8 Famous Engines, Thomas the Tank Engine, 4 Little Engines, Oliver the Western Engine, the Free Railway Engines, Enterprising Engines, Little Old Engine, Percy the Small Engine, Small Railway Engines, and Mainline Engines, Henry the Green Engine, and Duck and the Diesel Engine. Now I think all of these are a good sign that we will get some of the characters that we've discussed variously as DLC. Because I think having Mavis at the quarry would be very nice. I think having Duck and Oliver's branch line would be very nice. Having Henry would be nice. Having the miniature railway, having the narrow gauge railway. All nice options. Then you've got Enterprising Engines, which is like, you know, one of the like superior books in the collection. You know? Imagine, if you will, actually being able to do super rescue in this game. Like, that sounds pretty nice to me. Yeah, so I guess I will take suggestions from the chat of anything else to do, and if you don't come up with anything before I get bored of waiting, I'll pick something to do. As is tradition. Nearly got all the paintings. Quite a few of Thomas. I'm suspecting a theme there. It's like it's a Thomas game, despite the fact that I barely ever use him because he's really boring to play as in this. At least for me, because I'm not a fan of passenger trains. Now, in theory, I could have a Gordon flying kipper. That is an option I could do. That's a sort of freelance mission. Thomas with the Express. How far? Because if you want me to do the full line, that's going to take a while, and I'm going to go grab a drink real quick first. Although, to be fair, doing the flying kipper would also take a while. It could be done. If anyone would like to second Mark's suggestion, then I guess I will bow to the peer pressure of the chat I asked for, you know, instructions. The other thing is, it's going to be kind of janky to make that happen. Not undoable, but janky. Ooh, is it actually? Hmm. I'm trundling through the weeds. So, Thomas with the Express. Let's go to the carriage yard then. These Tidmouth sheds. There's Gordon vibing in his shed. Tidmouth Loco shed signal box. There now. So we'll start over here, if we can. And we'll go spawn a train. So Thomas. Thomas mail train? Ooh. Right, so I can't have Thomas of an express. What I can do is how big of an express as you're taking the picking. 6 coaches, 4 coaches, 5 coaches, 3 coaches. Special coaches. I think that's an option. So you got green and red. Four coaches. Okay, well, I'm just gonna... There we go. Pay no attention to the suddenly disappearing trains. Now, I suppose I should start Thomas in the shed, shouldn't I? So I want to go, Thomas, set a path to complete 5 services with Thomas? I've not done that already? Oh. Gordon's quite loud. I should maybe have turned him off. So this is an entirely unsignalled area until I get to that starter signal, which is saying green. And I'm going too fast because it's really easy to do that. So, Thomas with the Express. Right. Now, you never specified how far I had to take Thomas with the Express. Let's see how he gets, how far he is to get to Knapford. Ah, I need to keep going so I don't have the signal yet, because I need to go past here. As far as I want. Ooh, luxury. Have I gone far enough? I don't really know. Proceed as signals indicate. They say red. Is it a fake signal? No. Okay. Oh, that's a point. Is this a thing I can even do? So the harbour only connects to Thomas's branch line. It doesn't connect to the main line. So the plan I had has somewhat gone out the window, because I was going to say, can I take a train down to the dock? And the answer is no. If we go with Tidmouth Sheds on explore mode at 10 o'clock at night on a January morning, dynamic weather, there we go. I want to try a thing, and if it don't work, then I'll have another go at doing Thomas with an Express. However, this should do. Spawn a train. Gordon. Right, Gordon won't do it. Uh, 20 troublesome trucks, 20 troublesome trucks, 20 troublesome trucks. 20 troublesome trucks. Grumble. Right, I'm sure there's some vans in here. 6 of troublesome vans. Only 6? Huh. Might take a while. Right, what can James get? Oh, even less. Tar tankers, express coaches. Percy, how about you? Box vans. Box vans. Emily's got even less choice. She can just get coaches. Yeah, 5 box vans is the upper limit apparently, so... 4 troublesome vans? I thought this might have been a bit quicker, apologies. It's a shame you can't do like custom stuff where you can just pick, what's it called? Your own set of stuff. Alright, where's... Right, Percy. Let's go with the grey box vans because I'm very exciting like that. Now. Goodbye, Percy. This might take a bit of finagling, however, I've got a plan. And yes, you can just have multiple Percys all like chained together, because that's how trains work. Like having a pair of diesels might honestly be quite nice for one scenario. So that's 3 sets of vans. I need a 4th set. Here we go. Come all the way back down here. And who do we have in the shed? I died, so it's all reset, never mind. Now, you're just going to have to go a bit sort of blue-green colourblind for this one. Right, let's carefully back up to start with. Bonk. 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 Does that look like enough of a flying kipper to you? Or is it short? Too short? Braking distance isn't brilliant. Alright, so set path. Let's try and run this train all the way to... We'll go to Croven's Gate, then we can look around at the miniature stuff. Croven's Gate siding. Right. Away we go. 15 miles. As the Gordon flies. Am I wearing purple trousers? I am wearing purple trousers. No, that's not trousers. I don't think I've seen the custom outfits on the train crew before. But yeah, no, that is not a particularly suitable attire for the purpose, but okay, you know, let's roll with it. Alright, so we've got a nice big train of vans that we're taking to Croven's Gate, because Croven's Gate really wants fish. Vans. The signal goes green on my approach. Don't like it when they do that, because it's always a bit like, ooh, am I going to die? So we're going through onto the fast. So we can do 50 miles an hour with this goods train. And Gordon can do a lot faster than that. I'm going to do 30 in 400 yards, so... Grumble. Nice tunnel. Oh, I don't like when the signal goes green in front of me. It's mean. Also, I'm going to be stuck in cab view for a while because the back of the train is far away. There we go. Now I can try and get some nice dynamic shots as the train goes across the viaduct. In fact, can I go now? Am I fast enough? I don't think I'm going to be fast enough, considering Gordon is only doing 30 miles an hour and it's massively outpacing me. There you go. Hopefully that's a nice view for somebody. Nice view down the harbour as well. Nice. Oh, I can do 90. Now, will it... I think I'm still limited to 50 with the vans, but... 50 feels a bit quick, to be honest. Those are not XP vans. Oh, no, line speed 90. Alright, it says I can do it. Shall we go for it? I did see, I think it was Tug in the video he put out earlier, had reached 100 with Gordon. Should I try and reach 100 with Gordon with 20 vans on? Probably not, however. We're doing 55. It's a nice non-stop service, so... It's a nice view out. Unfortunately, my driver's too short for this. Another bridge. I think I do need to stop at the dairy sometime. I keep forgetting it's on this line. Now you just need to imagine that, you know, this is Henry in green, and it might make you feel better. So up to 68 miles an hour. Woo. Slowly trickling towards 70 miles an hour. We'll get there eventually. Oh, there's a book there. Right, I need to come back. Later. Where was that? That was at Crosby. Okay. Need to go to Crosby. Now those vans do not look comfortable. However, how fast do you reckon I can go at the bottom of Gordon's Hill? Wow, Gordon, can you look a bit more excited? No? Okay then. "11 miles to go." And then what I will try and do is come back with an express train. And probably call it there for the day, after I've been to the water tower. These vans are running surprisingly smooth at 77 miles an hour. Well, that turntable is really badly placed because it's the only way into the yard. It's the only way you can get into the sidings is across a turntable. which somewhat limits what you can run. I think that's the junction for the Brendan branch. I don't remember. My geography brain is not too good at these things, I'm afraid. I think we're now doing the climb up Gordon's Hill. And as it is Gordon, you know, it makes sense to have him on his hill. He looks a bit more awake now. Oh, never mind. No, alright, fine. Now that is quite the profile. It's like a stamp. A very, very narrow stamp. Is that it? Did I? Have I just at Gordon's Hill without really paying attention? Oh. Well. Can I get... Okay, I'm at 72. 73. Can we at least get to 80? By Crovan's Gate. I think Crovan's Gate's got the tight corners, and then I will almost certainly have an issue there. Nice wheels going backwards effect. Yeah, I should be talking more, shouldn't I? Because I'm just kind of sitting here going, yep, train. Yeah. I really need to get my date. Well, I need to get the face sorted for my Daisy, which I am gonna do in the same way as the TV show by using a Boko face. I also need to build my Boko. I've got quite a to-do list. I've got a Bill and Ben, they just don't have motors in yet. Oh, I have the motors, so you know, it's another thing I need to do. So hopefully, the next time I try one of these custom missions, I won't fail it almost immediately on starting. No, given they're doing almost 80 miles an hour, the vans have actually quietened down a bit. They were quite rapidly about 35, and now they're just kind of going with it. Alright, 6 miles to go. Which station am I going through at the moment? It is... Good question. Yeah, missed that. Yeah, I could see Henry doing this quite nicely. Maybe the green vans would look nicer, but I thought the white ones, or grey-white ones, might look a bit more suitable for fish traffic. In that they're painted white, so they look hygienic. You can tell when they're dirty. Alright, 78. I don't think I've gone past 80 yet. I've not... It'd be good if you had a telltale. There we go, there's 80. Alright. That book. It'd be nice if there were other trains operating, but then again it's 10 o'clock at night and I'm the express engine. Lots of level crossings on this bit of line. Another location cabinet. Surprised they've not got some colour light signals on here. 85. I've got 5 miles to go. Will I get to 90? I didn't even get to 90 coming down Gordon's Hill. It seems to be topping out at 80. Oh no, 86. Might have some more in there. There we go. There's vaguely smug Gordon. Oh, never mind. I'm back to unimpressed. Four miles to go. 86 miles per hour. Can I squeak it up to 90? I don't think I'm getting 100, not with this set. Far too much rolling resistance. Huh, I've changed again. I'm now just a regular driver. Interesting. Oh, 87. Will I get back up to the time-travelling speed of 88 miles an hour? I'm getting points for driving under the speed limit, that's just rude. No, I should get my Gordon fixed. Again, it's one of those... I've got too many engines I want to take down to the club, and not enough places to run them. Because we've only got 2 tracks. And if anyone else is down, which you kind of need to be able to run the outside stuff, they've probably brought something they want to run. So I've got 1 train I can reasonably bring, and maybe a couple of engines for it. Splat. Right, less than 2 miles to go. In 83. I should be keeping an eye out for the elevation boards. I feel like we're climbing. Oh, to 87. 1 mile to go, and half a mile to the speed restriction, so I guess I should ease off. However, I hope you're all watching. 300 yards. 200 yards. 100 yards. Oh, that was really lame. Boo. He just sort of fell over slowly. Right, so I say, was it Crosby that's got the water tower? Because I spy a book. You can spawn a train, and I need to be going north and east. Which I cannot do on foot, because the crossing gates are in the way. So, let's summon a train. Let's get a diesel. Right, I would like you, Diesel, to take me to... Where's the button? Why isn't it working? Well, that's fun. Why is this no longer working? So I need to be at the controls, don't I? You ever just think you've broken the game? Because I'm reasonably sure I have, because it just feels like my mouse isn't responding. Like, none of that works. I just want to go over there. Grumble. Is there a gap in the fence? Is that an option? Nope. Alright, Oops. Let's shuffle back a bit. See if that's enough. Am I allowed to do things now? No. Well, that's annoying. Yeah, my map don't work. I mean, if you want to have just a day of casualing it, we've got plenty of days in the week if you've got any half terms or whatever. Because I'm, you having your school-related working hours. To be honest, a lot of people work on the school hours, which is quite useful if you have kids, because everything kind of just works already. Why won't it let me go? Right, I'm just gonna restart because that broke. Spawn a train. Right, let's go. Let's go Emily, why not? Where's just Emily? There we go. I feel like I did this earlier. Right. 9. Where's Emily? There. Oh. Twonk. I'm facing the wrong way. Alright, well, let's see how badly this goes. Where am I going, even? You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna go to here, and then I'm gonna stop. And then I'm gonna put the route back in. Can I go there? No. Okay. Try it again. Set path. Well, there's only one way to find out if this signal is actually going the right way or not. No, no. Backwards. I've just seen the issue I'm going to have. That's a single slip. There we go. A signal passed at danger. Right. Put me on the right side this time. I'll get there eventually. I think I'm doing reasonably well for 2 hours sleep. So I need to go towards level crossing. Flomp. Where is the up? There we go. So, train, Emily, because I'm only going a couple 100 yards. I just need a ride because I can't go through level crossing gates on my lonesome. I would like to go to set path there. 400 yards. Do you reckon I can make it this time? Here you go, striking in on the crossing. Gates are open, gates are open. We're gonna get the arm. There's the arm. And let's go. 200 yards. It's weird how Emily's got kind of poor brakes considering the absolute size of that tender. Get a lot of brake force out of that. So, going into the turning left lane. Yeah, park up in the shed. I gather this is a show thing, not a book thing. It's the engine washdown plant. There we go, so the engines can come and get slightly soggy. And we have Thomas the Tank Engine again. How fun. Right, is there anything down at this washdown signal box? Sometimes there are shiny things. There is not on this occasion. Right, I'm meant to be doing express train, aren't I, with Thomas? So, let's go to the town of Vickers. Both my printers have done, so that's another thing to do. Do you want to give up? Yes. Now, I need to go over here. I should use the subway like a normal, sensible person. However, am I on the right side? Yes. There's 8 platforms at Vickerstown. That seems like a lot. Let's use the subway and do it properly. Oh, that's a lot of stairs. Oh, there's more over. Oh, yes, there is more over there, but you can't go to it. Understandable. Up here. And yep. So what we need to do is, first of all, we need to get Gordon with 4 green express coaches. There we go. And just like that, there is a Gordon. And then we remove Gordon. And summon in a Thomas. Right then. And you fall in the track. I'm just going to gently back onto the carriages. Leave the doors open for now. And an express train. So set the path all the way to Knapford, because I gather Knapford is where all the cool trains hang out. So platform 4. If I start up, do the doors close automatically? They do. Excellent. Oh. There we go. An exciting trip down the line, and we'll see how far I get before I accidentally crash. Because it will be an accident, it won't be on purpose. Probably. Right. A nice gentle 20 miles an hour jaunt. Ah, I've just seen that you'd sent me a picture. Nice. Why has she got side lamps? Seems odd. Because your side lamps are for freight trains, not for bastions. Then again, she's got no brake pipes, so I don't know. The mysteries of rail vehicles in media. Yeah, got the inside out brake there. Not entirely sure why. Sometimes it's the right way out. I think it depends which way you're facing. Right. Thomas is up to 30 miles an hour. Will I be able to get to 50 miles an hour with him? My guess, probably not. That's a hat. There's a hat right there. I know I'm meant to be doing an express train, however, hat. Brakes well. I think these coaches must have vacuum brake. I've not been sure this whole time. Stay. I know one time I left my train unattended and it left. That was weird. Hat. 15 hats. Yeah, and the guards van's not really a guards van, it's just more passenger seating. I feel like that was coded by someone who doesn't understand the concept of guards vans. Nice, and we go again, and if I see any more shiny things, I will probably just pull over. However, another hat. So it seems to be that anything I'm looking for now is going to be in sort of obscure places. I've been to all the stations. I've been to all the yards. I've been to most of the signal boxes at this point. So it may take me a while to get all the achievementy things, especially if stuff's like on those cabinets, and it's like, who's driving along in a position where they can stop and look at each of the cabinets as they go past? I bet he's well chuffed. Woohoo! Oh, we're going up to Henry's Tunnel. Now, there was a book here, but is there going to be anything else at the tunnel? I wonder. Nothing on the Lokes. Nothing obvious on the signal box. Yeah, I think it's all clear. Nothing on those Lokes. Nothing on by the signals. there's a loke right there, just inside the tunnel. Now that sounds like the kind of place a sneaky person would hide something. So let's have a quick look. There is nothing. Don't know why it's in the tunnel though. What's that light I can see at the other end? That's weird. Alright. Yep, nothing to see there. Okay. Being a bit more sightseeing than express, because Thomas, you know, Thomas was not built for speed. It sounds like I'm dragging diesel. Yes, as I saw in a YouTube comment, I think yesterday, it's not that small engines can't take a very big train, it's they can't take it very fast. Put my cab light on. Now if they were really sneaky, they'd hide stuff in the tunnels, like an elephant or something. How close am I to the south portal? Getting quite close. I'm going to ease off again. Open up me back brake. I can see something by the track over there. Is it just the shunt board? It might be the shunt board. Yeah, that's just the shunt board. There's a pile of bricks here, and again another loke, but there's nothing else. It's a bit boring. Quickly check this buffer stop. Sometimes they hide stuff on these. See the amount of whistles I've found on top of these. No, very boring. All right, back to my service train. That lighting looks distressing. Right. So I'm going to scan the track sides for shiny things. So is there anything on this junction signal box? Nothing leaping out. Alright, let's keep going then. Where does that branch line go off to? Oh, it's the Ballyhoo one. Alright. One sec, I'm going to sneeze again, sorry. My internal monologue could be quiet, please. I'm trying to live stream. Right. Yeah. No, so the last 2 weekends I've taught 2 families how to use the O-gauge layout at the club, so and they've quite taken to it. So hopefully that can be a bit more used in future. Oh, 50 miles an hour? I said it wouldn't happen. Can we get 60? We got 53. Did something. It's a nice bridge. There's a very lack of signals on this bit of line. 57. Oh, will we make it? 58. 59. Ooh. Not quite. "59 miles an hour, and he seems to have topped out." Quickly, anything at this signal box? Yeah, didn't see anything. 57. The coaches sound kind of odd at this speed. Got a nice suspension detail at least. You know, they look like they're actually going. I'm now starting to check all the line side cabinets that I can see as I go past. Back to 58? Maybe we'll do it. 600 yards. Don't be going too fast. Okay. Didn't see anything in there last time I passed. "59. 60! Hey, I got 60 miles an hour out of him. I feel like he weren't designed for this. Oh, there we go, it's Crovan's Gate. That's where I was meant to stop earlier. And I crashed on the way in. Little narrow gauge station, sheds, all that stuff, and it goes off up the mountain. It's quite nice. Got one of the oh, it's a speed sign and a distance. It looked like a deer. I was a bit confused for a second there. How good Thomas's brakes are at 60 miles an hour. So my Thomas doesn't get even close to 60 miles an hour, as he's a dapple terrier underneath. As is my Toby, as is my Mavis, as is my Salty, as is my Wilbur, as are possibly several others. There's some newer characters that have been added. I think one of which is Barry. I forget what number Barry is meant to have, but he's a... Ooh, I think he's changed a few times. Isn't he meant to be an Ivert 2MT tank engine? I will defer to my chat. Nice, sorry. Messages from people. No. So I have the joys of working with the academic calendar, because most of my summer is spent cleaning up after students, which is sometimes really easy, and other times suffering. So, and pretty much everyone else I know works in some amount of the academic calendar for the same purposes of the work is much busier in the summer when everyone's gone on holiday. Not looking forward to this year. The students that are good will be fine. The ones that are not sure about are going to be more difficult. Brain of a bridge. So I've got a load more collectibles still to find, and I just don't know where they're going to be. However, train is going. I should probably have done waypoints on it, so I get you're going to X place rather than just you're going to the destination. Thomas kind of just sounds like a unit at this point, and not in the sense of absolute, more in the sense of, like, you know, 158. Oh, I think a 158 can do 80 miles an hour. Oh, that was a lot too fast. No, the other thing that's going to affect my summer is I need another surgery because my left hand rib plate is coming off. I opened a window slightly funny when it was still freshly installed, and yeah, that was a mistake. But it takes a while to go through all the stages of getting it scanned, getting it x-rayed, getting, you know, basically making sure they know what's wrong with it so they can fix it. And then I've got the added complication of my right side appears to have messed up as well now. Not my doing on that occasion, however, it's still something I have to deal with. Which is why I've been streaming a lot this week, because I've not got much capacity to do much of my actual day job. Which is annoying, because I've got loads of day job work to do. I'm meant to be doing some now. Well, to be fair, I had 2 printers going this whole time, they've only just finished. But, it's, more to do. Always more to do. Yeah, I think topped out at 60. I don't think we got 61 out of Thomas so far today. But we got 11 miles to go, and we got Gordon's Hill in the running. So maybe we'll get 70 coming down the other side. Maybe. Toot. It's a nice variety of bridges. That's one of the things I've got to commend this game on. You've got a nice low stone arch one. And that girder bridge just back there, you've got big stone arch bridges, girder span bridges, the suspension bridge, there's the rolling bridge if you go all the way down up to it, but you can't go to it because it's outside the map area and you die. Yeah. Now, I'm not suggesting that my W finger is getting tired, but I'm gonna stretch a bit. Problem with express trains is they don't stop. And if you're trying to go faster, you have to hold down the accelerator. What am I doing? Very good question. I'm starting to zone out. That's not productive for someone who's live streaming. Didn't see anything there. What's am I doing? So I need to print some more PGA hoppers for somebody. So should be a fairly easy one. I think I've got a few small modifications to do just to bring them up to my current spec of how I do things. Always try to improve my work as I go, because, you know, the day that you stop trying is the day that you'll realise something really obvious just after you put in the post. But, got a brake van to build, I've got some vans to draw, I've got some vans to print, got some more 7-plank trucks to print. Probably go for wooden underframes on them. They're quite easy to do that way. Nice big blocks of timber with the just the bolt and plate on the outside. Make sure the floor's going the right way, because a tippler wagon, the floor goes end to end, it doesn't go side to side. So that if you're tipping it out, nothing gets caught on the gaps in the planks. Which is one of those things that you go, well yeah, of course. And if you haven't thought about it, then you don't think about it. So I had one of my customers go, ooh, when you do me some more of these, can you do the floor right? And I went, what do you mean the floor's wrong? It's like, oh, the plank should go into it. And go, oh yeah. That was for China clay wagons. Ah, that's another thing. It's the, ooh, I kind of want more China clay wagons. Because then when I've got Boko and Bill and Ben sorted out, I'll be able to do, you know, proper China clay trains. Because 2 wagons isn't really enough. Yeah, I should just finish a lot of the stuff I've started, because I've got a load of steel wagons I started building a couple of years ago. I think I've got 1 of them in actual serviceable condition, and I need to change that because I've got a vacuum cylinder fitted when it shouldn't be. Presumably they started with them, but didn't finish their lives with them. And I'm not really sure if I want to keep it as it is, rip it out, just repaint it into a slightly nicer shade of brown, because it looks a bit pink at the moment. Weather it more, weather the load a bit more, put a different load in, because it's not got a fixed load, because that's what I try and do with a lot of my wagons, is make it so you can take, you know, like that one, it's loaded with steel coil, and it's like, if I can take the steel coils out, then it means I can have the train run into a shed or something, get loaded up, and then when it comes back again it's got something in. Or something not in it anymore. Because, you know, that's a bit more exciting than just wagon goes back and forth. So I've got a big bag of coal and a big bag of stone for loading up my other wagons. Oh, 56 miles an hour, we're getting closer to 60 again. I'm still getting points for being under the speed limit. Right. Thomas is handling himself reasonably well at the moment, so I'd be thinking it'd be a bit more sluggish. No, we got 61. 61 as we go across the suspension bridge. Don't zoom out, I want to zoom away. Oh, I'm caught inside the cables on the bridge. There you go, so I can get a bit more of a view. There you go. You look a bit more awake, Thomas. You look out. No, he's just got the smug face, not the tired face. They do look a bit weird in profile. Yeah. Also, when the beginning of this, it goes, Thomas has a small engine with a short stumpy boiler and a short stumpy front chimney and a short stumpy dome. None of those are short and stumpy other than his length. He's got a big chimney and a big dome. Especially compared to like Gordon and the like. Because Gordon's got like a little, you know, dinner plate sized dome. 63. $64. Can we hit 70 on the other side of Gordon's Hill? Because I think we're coming up it now. Can we hit 70 down the other side? Let's find out. Oh, that's weird. I've just seen that the compartments have the doors at the ends rather than the doors in the middle. Huh, I've not noticed that before. That's how much attention I've been paying to the coaches. Because normally, you have the seats up against the bulkhead, whereas that one, you've got passengers looking at a wall, but it's also an open coach. I can't unsee that now. Done. Right, down to 45. We're still going. we're just off the crest and we're doing 40, so we're not doing too bad. 38. Right, coming up over the crest. Surprised there's nothing on those cabinets. Nice, and back down the other side we go. 39, 40, 41, 43, 45. 50. We got James's curve coming up here, where James decided instead of going round the corner he'd go straight on into a farmer's field. We got 60 on the clock. Can we get higher? Can we get higher? 64, 65, 66, 67, 68, 69. Will we get 70? I don't think we're going to get 70. That's a shame. Woo. Come on, Thomas. You can go a tiny bit faster, can't you? Oh, slowing down again now. Hey. Mind is wandering. Let's try and keep it on topic, Graham. So, one of the books was around here. I forget where exactly. It was on one of these lockwood piles. Because you'd think the book would be something relevant to where the book was found, but it's not, to my knowledge. Right, 2.4 miles to go. We're still knocking along at 60 miles an hour, so 18 miles-ish. At... oh, there's Emily. Boo. Boo, Emily. 18 miles at about 60 miles an hour should be about 20 minutes. I don't know if it's been 20 minutes or longer, but... I feel like we've made pretty good time, although Thomas doesn't sound right at this speed. He's riding quite smoothly, considering he was built to haul stuff around dockyards. $67. Oh, we're climbing again. Will we hit 70 before I have to drop anchor? 68. Oh, oh. There's the rather nefarious looking dairy. 69 again. Will we get 70? One more mile an hour. Come on. You can do it, Thomas. 2 more miles an hour. Apparently you can't. Now, I can't remember if this tunnel is a falling grade or not. It's not a height, no, not height, angle board. 63. Oh, and I've got a 50-yard board coming up, so I should probably ease off.
Hey.
Hello. I'm not screen sharing because I've only just had you pop up into the chat.
Indeed.
However, I'm also probably going to finish fairly shortly, as...
Yeah, I noticed the stream's getting close to 3 hours.
Yeah. A junction there? Is that just a crossover? Oh, I'll have to go back there. Oh, I need to be a lot slower than that. Oh, let's not crash right at the end. Wait. Okay. Thomas is now making a chuffing sound rather than like a turbine sound. I need to go back to that junction and see if there's anything there. It looked like there might have been a book. Yeah, I think these coaches definitely have vacuum brakes because he is stopping quickly. Probably should have stopped in the middle of the platform. I kind of forgot how much space this takes up. Right, well, let's get out of it. So I want to go to this junction. Which means I need to go set path to just over here. There we go. Yep. Already uncoupled, so pull forwards. Right. Add go via point. There. There we go. Right. There's the signal. I'm just going to quickly put the screen share on for the benefit of the rack. So you can enjoy the last few minutes of me faffing around and trying to not crash the train at the last moment. I only crashed like 3 times today. One of them was really boring. Crashed at like 70 miles an hour and just fell over sideways.
Almost weird you actually streaming as Thomas.
Yeah, it was a request. I thought, can I have Thomas pulling the express?
I don't mean it in a bad way, I just mean
Oh no, it's
so
just
you start being the others. Like, oh yeah, this is a Thomas game, isn't it?
Mm. Oh, I need to go further up. Wait, did I go far enough? Oh, I nearly did. Okay. Really awkward because I can't see. You let me out. Crumble. Crumble. Can't see. I've got the points pulled off the way I just came. Oh, what? I meant to be going that way, but I'm not, so... Can you go that way, please? Crumble, crumble, crumble. Where's me? There we go. Add waypoint. Can I get the signal, please? I want to be able to go. Right, let's find out if it's a fake signal or not. That's normally the way I do these things at this point. Fake signal gang. Nope. Right, return home. Knapford. Oh, it's nearly 11 o'clock. What am I doing? Right, that's gone quick. I was like, oh, I'm just gonna do like a quick hour stream. And then yeah, a little bit more than that. So I need to go that way. So I want to be on any of the platforms really. Let's go this one. It's near, except this one because it's easier. Right, what's a nice... Let's take Percy, why not? Take... Yep, right, so... Done the thing again. Right, well, Percy's broken. Christ. Spawn a train. Right, the ever reliable diesel. Really? Really? Fine. Give me like 5 minutes then. In theory, I can spawn another train in once I've passed the signal, because as long as I'm in the section, it doesn't, you know, foul it.
Huh.
I just have to go to the signal, pick my train up, put it down again the other side of the signal, and we're good to keep going.
Okay.
Yeah, it's suboptimal, but it looked like there was something at that junction that I wanted to check. So it kind of sounds like I'm walking on books. Ah, which game is it that sounds like this? Might be the monastery in what's it called? The oh, Stronghold.
Stronghold?
Yeah, like the papery sound as you walk along the stone.
Not sure I know what game we're referring to.
Wood needed, my lord. Can't place that there, my lord.
Okay, I don't think I've played that, but I do know what you're doing.
Not. It is one of the classic, like, old person games. Like, I remember when me and a friend would play it when you could just share the disc, because it needed a disc to open the game. Once the game was loaded, you could just play it off the hard drive still. So you just load the game up, take the CD out, put it into another computer, load that one up, and then you could both play the same game. It wasn't multiplayer, but that wasn't important. Right.
Yeah, I thought I recognized seeing that there was a... I don't know if that's where I first saw it from, but yeah, there is a like a remaster on Steam.
Yep.
Apparently an actually well-received one.
Yeah,
So now
no, it's a nice game.
So evidently they actually did it right.
16 hats. 16 hats. Right, that means the rest of these hats are going to be in really awkward places, because who stops here? Like, for real. Also, why are there fire buckets there? That seems quite close to the, you know, line. Well, I hope you've all had a nice time watching. I've had a nice time playing it. And, yeah, I might do some more in the week. I'm kind of out of stuff to do. So it'll be either if I find something else to do, find the motivation to do, like, a bunch of random shunting without, you know, tearing my hair out because you make one oopsie and the whole thing gets reset. Or, yeah, that's, yeah. So I think I'll call it that. So have a nice evening, and if you're watching this later, have a nice whichever time of day it is, and yeah. Bye!